Okay, awesome. Thank you for letting me know. All right, we are live on YouTube as well, so we can get started. As I said before, I'm going to give a few minutes for the people who are not here yet. So welcome again to the ReConvert Setup webinar. We do this every month to help you guys set the app up, to ask any questions that you might have when you're trying to set up your specific use cases. The goal is really just to help you get familiar with the app and answer any and all of your questions. I'm Ruth, and I'm going to show you on my computer exactly how I set up ReConvert for conversions. The goal in this webinar is going to be conversion optimization on the thank you page. But if you have any specific questions, just let me know, shoot them in the chat, and I will answer them as we go along. You can also ask me anything on YouTube if you're watching it on YouTube, but I will probably only look at the live chat there at the end of the live. So it's better to do it on the chat on Zoom. And today on the menu, we are going to set up ReConvert on a completely new store that has not used ReConvert before. And we're going to do that from scratch with one of the pre-made templates. I will show you how I would optimize it for conversions in general, and I will also show you two different use cases for triggers. Of course, if you have any specific questions, if you want to know how to do a specific trigger, if you want to know how to set something specific up, let me know. You can even ask me right now so I can actually set up the content to your questions and make sure that it fits exactly what you need. So I'm gonna wait just 1 or 2 more minutes to give everyone the time to join us. Hello, everyone. If there's any issue with the sound or anything, again, let me know. Okay, everyone in the live already, I would love to know from you, where are you from and how far along are you with ReConvert? Have you just installed it? Are you already using it and just have specific questions? I would love to know that so I can aim the content to the level of familiarity that you have with the app. So let me know in the chat while we wait for everyone to arrive. Okay, awesome. Thank you, Blair. So you're just starting out. We're gonna make sure to show everything from start to finish. Okay, so let me know in the chat. I will look at it later, but now let's dive into it and actually get started. Those of you who are watching this late or joining us late, just know that the entire replay will be available on YouTube, so you will always be able to go back. Okay, so we have someone from Texas that has it on the store for about a month, but wanting to learn how to best use it. No problem, that's what we're here from. Again, any specific question, let me know. Okay, so let's get started. I'm gonna share my screen now so you can follow along. Let me know if you can see my screen. Basically, we are looking right now at one of our demo stores where I installed ReConvert for the very first time. When you reach this page, I'm guessing most of you are already familiar with it, so we're gonna skim it. We have the option to create a completely new blank template, or we can create a template that is out of one of our pre-made templates that you can use. I always like to recommend using the free pre-made templates because I think this is the best way to get started. You're not getting started from a blank slate. You actually have something to work off of, and that's always a good idea, and you can completely customize it. But you don't have this kind of blank slate scare that you do sometimes when you're starting from scratch. So that's what we will do now. We're going to get a free template, and we are going to use the conversion monster. And you can read here all of the discounts that the app will give automatically. These are all changeable. This is just what we do automatically. If you just save it and publish it, this is the discounts your customers will get. I'm going to click add. And now the app has created my very first template for me. And the first thing I need to do is give it a name. I'm going to call it default template. Okay, you can see a few things. First of all, you can see your Shopify thank you page here with a few added items. You can also see that the colors fit your store colors. These are the checkout button and the checkout text colors that I set up in my theme. If you're not sure how to set it up, let me know. I will show you that as well, because I have found out recently that a lot of merchants actually don't edit these colors, and then the checkout doesn't fit the rest of your store, and that's a shame. So I already have here a page builder that looks a lot like the Shopify page builder. And the app enabled some different features on my page. Let's review them quickly. And also for each one of them, I will go with you into what I would change to optimize it to my store. So first we have the header, and you can see it here under sections, sorry. The header automatically shows the store checkout header. So unless you change that here in ReConvert and select a different image, this is just going to show. You can also add some links here if you want for things like sales, account page, anything that is relevant in your store. Below that, we have the people who bought this also bought, and this is the product recommendations widget. Here, we actually show specific recommendations for products that are related to the products that the customer has just bought, that is in the original order. By default, we let you use the Shopify recommendations, and that is what I would generally recommend because Shopify based the recommendations according to the collections of the products in the original order. So this is a very good dynamic option, but we have some integrations, as you can see here. If you're using any of these apps, I would definitely recommend using that for smarter mechanism of recommendations. You can change the title. You can change what happens when the loading text. Are you guys still seeing me okay? Hold on, let me just check something. Okay. Okay, good, good. I'm glad to hear it. So let's get back to business. All right. So for this widget, what is happening right now? I can go over all of the different settings with you, but I don't think that's necessary. If you have anything specific you want to ask about it, let me know. But a few things that I think we should talk about is the discount, first of all. This is the most important part because if you want your customers to accept the offer you're giving them on the thank you page, the discounts have to be a little bit larger than they would be anywhere else because this is a post-purchase discount. So we're using automatic discount with a 20% discount here. You can edit the discount name. This is the discount code that the customer will see. You can also give them free shipping if you want to. And you can also apply the discount only for products above a specific price. So if you know you have lower margins for products that are very cheap, maybe you don't want to give a 20% off on them. You only want to give it on products that are more expensive. This is a really good tool to do that. You can also do just free shipping or a fixed amount per unit sold or a fixed amount for the entire new order. But generally, especially when you use dynamic recommendations, percentage is better. So I'm going to leave it as is. There's a reason these are the settings we apply here. This is the best practice kind of a thing. So we do know that it works. You can also edit the colors of the prices to show if you want, but again, automatically we take the colors from your theme, so you shouldn't have to do that. And we have the quick view button here. And this is basically something that opens for the specific product an entire pop-up where the customer can see some more information about this product and buy it from there if that's something that they want. You can also edit the view all button. So the view all button would take you to just the page with all of your products in your store by default. You can change it to um, a specific collection or a specific page, whatever you want. You can also decide not to show it at all because you want people to stay here. In this case, I'm going to show it. Okay, moving forward, we're just going to stay on the left side for a second here. We have the tracking number. And if you didn't notice yet, when I click something, it opens up here the settings. The tracking information comes directly from 17 Track. For those of you who don't know, it's a free tool to allow you to just send your customers there to track their order. And we allow you to just implement it inside the page. This widget will only show up if the customer, this order already has a tracking number. And a very important thing to know about it, it is an iframe from 17 Track, and we have the disclaimer here. It contains ads. These are not our ads, these are 17 Track ads. This is how they make money out of the free service that they provide. We don't have a way to remove these. And for most customers, it doesn't really bother them, but if it bothers you, just take that into account. Lastly, on the left side, we have the order sharing widget. You can basically let your customers share their order here. And what I would do, by default, we actually don't have that on this widget, but I would actually offer them a discount and give them this discount so they can give it to their friends. So let's clarify that. Share your order on social media and give your friends, let's say 10% off their first purchase. And then, so this is a bit of a long title. Let's maybe divide it into two different rows so it looks a lot better. Okay, so share your order on social media and let's make this a little bigger. Give your friends 10% off their first purchase. And then you have a discount code here that you have pre-created in your store. Let's pretend I've got this discount code in my store. And basically, when the customer shares their order on any kind of social media, what they actually share is a link to your website with this discount applied. And this works really, really well because basically they just share with their friends on social media this order for this website that they liked, for the store that they liked, and they offer them a discount. Now, from our experience, what really works well here is not just the share itself, but it's also afterwards. You can just copy the link and send it to your friends on WhatsApp, on whatever messaging app you want, on Facebook Messenger, on DMs, and then people keep buying from you. It doesn't have to be people with a lot of followers. It just needs to be people who are very passionate and just start sharing it around with their friends. So I would really recommend. It costs nothing and it can give you great value. Okay, next we have the right side. So here we have three different widgets. The first one is the product comments, and this is very different from product reviews. Product comments are just a way for you to ask your customers any question that you want to ask. It can be why did you buy this product, which is what we ask here, and it can be anything else. But these comments will show up specifically for each product in the purchase. And this is a really good way to get some insights as to why are your customers buying what they're buying. This doesn't show up anywhere in your store. This is for you as insights on the reasons for purchase. Next, we have the birthday collector, And this widget is a really neat little thing that I think a lot of people don't give enough credit to. You can basically collect your customer's birthday, and on their birthday, you can send them some automatic emails or SMS messages to get them back to the store. For example, maybe in the entire month of their birthday, you want to give them a discount as a birthday gift. You send it to them in an automatic campaign with, let's say, 3 different emails or SMS messages, and they come back, buy from you, and you've retained the customer. So this is very powerful. Now, ReConvert doesn't send any information or any messages to your customers, but we do integrate with MailChimp and Klaviyo, as well as with a few different SMS apps on Shopify that you can use to actually create this flow. So I would highly, highly recommend this. Next, and I'm not going over the settings here because it's very simple. And of course, we have help videos for each one of the parts of the app. So you can check it out and actually see. And if you have any questions, reach out to us some more. Next, we have the product upsell. And the product upsell is honestly a widget that kind of surprised me in the beginning. It converts better than the product recommendations, and it converts the best when you show the one of the products in the original order. What do I mean? So the default setting is to show the most expensive product purchased, and there's a reason why. Let's say someone bought a dress and a belt, and maybe she wanted the dress also in blue, but she got it in red. Now you're offering her the same dress for 30% off, and she can decide what variant she takes. Why wouldn't she just take the blue dress? I said blue, right? I don't remember what color I said, but she would take the color that she didn't get before for 30% off. And this works really well. I would highly recommend implementing this because people are kind of just looking for an excuse to buy the variant that they had to give up on. Some things you can do here, you can do, of course, there's a discount. I'm not showing you this again because it's the same as the settings here. And you can play around a little bit with the discount and the prices. So for example, I want to show the discounted price a little bit bigger. I can play around with the buy button. So let's say get 30% off now because I want to make it a little bit bigger. There's a lot of things you can do here. Again, I'm not going to go over all of them unless someone has a specific question that they want me to answer. Now, before we move on, the last thing that is enabled on this page and you're actually not seeing right now is the pop-up with timer. And we can see that in general settings. So general settings has a few things that we've actually already seen. Product comments and the tracking widget are both here. So we have the order tracking and the product comments. But the one thing we didn't really look at is the pop-up with timer. So this pop-up, let's just do a quick preview so you can see what it looks like. This is the pop-up, and you can basically offer your customers whatever discount you want. The default is on the entire store, but you can apply it to a specific collection if you want, and give them a timer for this discount. Now, if they accept, they will get a little button bar down here showing them how long they have until this discount is expired. So you create urgency that follows them around in the store and gets them to buy. But if they don't accept, they still see the same button bar, and you can preview the button bar here. It's, in my case, the background is white, so you don't really see it as much, but the button bar shows them the discount code and the time that they have left. So even if they declined, this button bar will still show up until they leave your store, reminding them that the option is not lost just yet. And this is the best converting widget in ReConvert. I highly recommend that you use it, and I highly recommend that you give a substantial discount in this widget. Of course, it's really up to your profit margins. If you can't afford to give a 20% discount without losing money, don't give a 20% discount. What I will say is when someone gets to the thank you page, they have already purchased something. So let's say you spent $10 getting the first sale from this customer. So you spend the $10 and then this customer bought for $50. So you've already returned the investment on getting this customer back to your store. From now on, everything above the product price that you pay is just profit. So you can afford yourself to give a little bit more of a discount. Okay, I hope that was clear. Let me know. Again, any questions or anything unclear, let me know. You can edit the text and everything as much as you want. This is an image that I added. It's a GIF. So you can just upload whatever image you want and, play around with the size to make it fit what you want it to be. It's a full text editor. I don't feel the need to really go over things in depth because it's pretty intuitive. Now, for the pop-up delay, I wouldn't give much more than 5 seconds because you need to remember it takes a few seconds for the reconvert widgets to actually show up, and then it takes 5 more minutes for the widget. So don't make it delay too long. Next, we have the redirected handle. Now, by default, it's just going to be your website. You can add here like a specific collection, okay? And then this will be the URL that I'm redirected to. This is very important because I've seen people enter the full URL and then the URL doesn't work. So only enter the handle and always check it out before you publish the page just to make sure that the URL works. Like I said, you can see the full URL down here no matter what you write. Okay, next we have the option to open in a new window, and that sounds good, but for a lot of customers, they have some pop-up blockers that prevent you from opening it, and it can significantly lower your conversions, so I wouldn't recommend enabling it. You have the timer settings, discount settings you already know, we are familiar with it, the different buttons, and the bottom bar. So these are all the settings that we have. It's pretty basic. Let's talk about some widgets that we don't have in here, or what happens if I want to change a little bit the way that things look. So let's say I want to show the product upsell before the birthday collector. All I have to do is go to the right area, click these 6 dots and drag it up. Okay, it worked. I just need to refresh my page a little bit. Okay, I see we have a question. Okay, good question. So the question is for the pop-up, do you recommend showing it every time or limited times? Um, so for the pop-up, it kind of depends on you. I would recommend showing it every time because why not? I mean, you want your customers to buy whenever they get to this page. But if you are offering a very exclusive deal that you want to say to your customers, listen, this is an exclusive deal and you will only get this deal one time, then you should show it only one time or once per customer. I mean, once per order or once per customer. I'm going to show you how you could actually, when we get to triggers, I will show you how you could actually show the pop-up every time, but show a different pop-up every time, okay? So for example, if someone bought for the first time, you would show them a specific pop-up. Thank you for your first order with us. Here's a discount. But if they bought for the 10th time, you want to say, thank you for being a VIP customer. Here's an even bigger discount. So you can do that. Personally, I would show the pop-up every time unless you have a very good reason not to. Yes, so the video is going to be available later on YouTube, on our YouTube channel. Go ahead and follow that so you also see each one of the webinars that we post. You can also see the old webinars that we've had there. Okay, so next we've moved things around a bit. They look like we want to. Let's see what other widgets we can add because there are some other really good options that we just didn't want to clutter this specific template. Awesome. Glad this helps, Anonymous. Okay, so let's add a section. And now I can choose each one of my widgets. And you can see here that the widgets that are the best converting ones or the ones that we recommend have a star next to them to help you find the ones that we think work best. You have the birthday collector that we already use. We have a call to action, which is basically a button that you can do whatever you want with, a collection list, which shows collections from your store, custom HTML if you want to enter a custom code. This is a little bit more advanced. You have a discount, which basically allows you to just give a general discount with a button to your customers. Text and image with text. We have link list, which is kind of like an in-page menu. We have the post-purchase surveys. Let me know if you want me to talk about them some more. This is actually very powerful. You can create whatever survey you want and ask your customers. It helps for customers segmentation. It helps you to learn where your customers are coming from. You can ask them one question. You can ask them a few. You can do whatever you want. And I just want to remind you that the thank you page has a 100% open rate for all of your customers, okay? Not all of your visitors, but all of your customers will get to the thank you page eventually. So if you want to do a post-purchase survey and ask your customers questions, this is a really good place to do that in. Okay, product upsell and product recommendations are the two widgets that we've already talked about. We have a reorder button. This is also very well converting and very popular. And it basically allows you to give a discount for the customer if they order the exact same order again, okay? Okay, we have another question. Okay, so Marco says that he's using the app. I don't know if you guys can see the questions, so I'm reading them aloud. Using the app since 1 month ago and want to know if his conversion rate is good. It is I'm trying to understand if it's 5,044 or if it's just 5.44%. Oh, conversion rate, yeah. So it's 5.44%. Marco, your conversion rate is, okay, yeah, thank you. I see that you fixed that, awesome. The conversion rate in the thank you page before you use ReConvert or any other post-purchase upsell is 0. So 5.44 is actually a pretty good conversion rate. I think as long as you're getting a good ROI, it's good. But to be honest, 5.44% is pretty impressive as far as conversion rates go. If you feel like you could improve it, then you probably can. I don't know exactly how you set up, but if you want to add things like triggers and more specific upsells, it would probably help you scale up your conversion rate and make it even better. Well, yeah, it sounds like you have a good ROI. I'm glad to hear that. But again, if you feel like you can improve it somehow, if you feel like maybe there's a specific customer profile that you can upsell better to, you can definitely do that with triggers. You can either increase your discounts or you can just optimize things a little bit more. If you have any specific use case that you think can help you improve your conversion rate or that you would like to try out, let me know and I can show you how to do it here in the webinar. Okay, I'm gonna read this question aloud. How much offers do you recommend to add in the thank you page to avoid a mess in page and customer lose attention or go away? Okay, so if I understand correctly, the question is how many upsells or widgets do we recommend to add on the thank you page without making it too busy, making customers lose their attention and just leave without buying? And it's a really good question. Yeah, sorry. Okay, awesome. I'm glad I understood that. So this is a really good question because, hold on, let me just close the chat for a second. Okay. You really don't want to make your thank you page something that is full of different widgets and the customer doesn't know where to look at. So I could add the reorder, right? And then I could add the discount. And these are so many different offers that the customer will not know what to do with them. Let's delete them actually. Okay, and I'll also hide the reorder. That's another option for those of you who didn't know. So I would recommend the pop-up and then, so the pop-up, I don't know if there's any newcomers that didn't see, but the pop-up is basically not something that is on the page. It comes up as a pop-up that the customer can close. So this doesn't clutter the page, it's a pop-up and they can close it and then it's gone. So I would always use that because it also converts really well. And then either add 1 or 2 more upsells. So in this case, we have 2. We have the product recommendations and the product upsell. And to be honest, looking at it now, you see those 2 next to each other and it is a little confusing. In this case, what I would do is maybe take the product recommendations down. And I would do that because the product upsell converts better. So it's in my best interest that this is above the fold rather than this. So let me save it for a second. I'm sorry, this is not updating live. It should, but I am having some internet issues lately. Okay, so as you can see now, I've moved the product recommendations down. So now I have 2 different upsells, but they are not right next to each other. It's not as overwhelming as it would be if they were right next to each other as before. So I would recommend that you diversify where your upsells are and no more than two in one page, two plus the pop-up, of course. Now, when it comes to other widgets, again, you don't want to overdo it. You don't want to show them a question, a survey, a video, a text with image, and a birthday collector. The best practice would be for widgets that collect information or give information, maybe two to three on page, no more than that. You can also do one, of course. But this including the tracking widget, by the way. The tracking widget you want to add to every order always. Um, so that's what I would recommend, so you don't overwhelm your customers. If you do, maybe you say, hey, I want to ask my customers for their birthday and ask them a survey and show them a video, and I don't want to make the page too cluttered. This is what we have triggers for. With triggers, you can show them a different thank you page every time they come, and then you show them all the widgets, but not at the same time. And you actually kind of space it out so it's not overwhelming. Okay, we have more questions. Does it load faster if you have less widgets? Um, sure, so I'm glad to help. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your name, but it does load faster the less widgets you have, of course, especially when you're using things that use external integrations. For example, the product upsell does use an external integration, okay? In this case, it doesn't. It takes directly from the order, but if you use any of the integrations, it takes us a little longer to get the information from the third-party app. So you want to make sure that you don't overdo it. But we always make sure to first let the page load and load all of the widgets we can, and then the other widgets take a little bit longer. I will show you when we see the thank you page live. You will see that these widgets that are like, looking for a product to show take a little bit longer than the other widgets to show up. Okay, we had another question. Marco, okay, I'm glad you're happy with the with your conversion rate, and I'm glad ReConvert is doing you, good money in your store. This is what we're here for. I can't think of the top of my head of stores that have more than 10% conversion rate. I'm sure there are some, but to be honest, we do have quite a few stores using us, so I don't know the statistics for each one of them. For those of you who are interested, we are going to publish sometime in the next few months a general statistics analysis of best practices and the best conversion rate, the worst conversion rate, and you can see more information there. Okay. How often do you see the social media share discount widget get clicked? So it really depends on each store. The social media widget, it depends on the kind of products do you have. If you have unique products that people are very excited about, they're going to want to share it more. If you have loyal customers that love your store, they're going to want to share it more. If you have very, regular products in your niche and customers that happen to find you and maybe don't really know you yet, they might not be as inclined to share. But when you give the discount, they do want to give a discount to their friends, so that's pretty cool, and they can use the link themselves to order. I can't really say a general number because it depends so much on your store and products and customers, of course. But I can tell you that I've seen stores having amazing ROI with this widget. I was surprised personally. For me, when we created the app, this widget was a way to get more social engagement, likes, people coming into the store. We didn't really expect this to be a converting widget. And I'll show you later how you can see in the dashboard exactly how each one of these products are performing and the actions people are taking from it. Okay, let's just finish very quickly going over the different widgets that you can use. We have the social follow, and to be honest, I wouldn't recommend using the social follow links. I don't think it's a very powerful widget. I mean, it's good. It's good. If you want, if one of your goals is to collect followers on social media, then it's good. But if you're going for a social media widget, I would do the social sharing. I just think that it will show you way better results. We have the social media links where you can just direct people to your store. This is actually a good idea to put maybe next to the footer, right next to the continue shopping button, kind of like an additional footer to the page. And we have a video. This is really good. I've seen stores, of course, it's not a converting widget, but I've seen stores use it if they have a special product and if they want to show their customers how to do different things because this product is a little unique and might not be as obvious. Okay, so this is my thank you page. As you see, I've changed some small things here, but in general, I left it pretty much the same as the conversion monster template because it's a good template. I mean, we built it, so this is the kind of setup that I would do. If you're thinking of maybe replacing one of the upsell widgets, I would replace this one. I know it looks better and a lot of stores love this scrollable thing, but the statistics just show that this one converts better. So if you want to change anything, change this one. And I would replace it with a reorder button, but you could also do a discount. These are my general recommendations. Okay, so we're gonna go back to the dashboard now because we've finished optimizing the thank you page. Let me take a quick peek in YouTube, see if we have any questions there. No, okay, good. All right, so now that we've finished, we need to enable the app. So this is a pretty easy thing to do. I'll just click enable ReConvert. And from now on, the thank you page is enabled. All of your customers will see it. Now, I already have a few orders in this store. So let me just go on and see this thank you page. Okay, so I have the thank you page. And as you can see, for the person who asked before about the speed of loading, I don't know if you got the chance to see that or if you missed that, but the upsell widgets, they take a little bit longer to load, but the other widgets load faster. So we have the pop-up with timer. I'm going to decline it for now. And I have the button bar following me around here. Okay. And then I have all of my different widgets. Once I give my birthday, this widget is not going to show up anymore. I don't want to do it because I only have one customer that that is using this store, so I don't want to give their birthday yet. I can give a comment here. Let's say I love ironing. Submit. And from now on, this will not show up. I will just see next time if I refresh this page. Actually, let's do that. Oh, I didn't need to refresh. You can see the comment of I love ironing that I have left before. We have another question. Okay, this is a really good question. So the question was about how many widgets recommended in the set. Let me rephrase it. So the question was what 3 widgets would I recommend to actually put in the thank you page to optimize it best for conversions? And I kind of said that already, but let me make it very clear. So I would do the pop-up. And again, the pop-up is off page as far as I'm concerned. I would do the pop-up because it is the best converting widget. The next best converting widget is the product upsell. So this is the next thing that I would do. And I would set it up, as I said in the beginning, to be one of the products that are in the original cart with a discount. Okay, so in this case, it's the same product. Unless I want to buy it for my friend, I'm not going to buy it again. But for products with variants, it works really well. And sometimes even for products without variants. And then I would do either the product recommendations or the reorder. It's up to you. So here you have one single product. There's no scrolling experience. It's just to buy. This kind of gives them a shopping experience again. It kind of sucks them back to the store. This is why I like it. It doesn't have as big of a conversion rate, but it does work. If you put the reorder here instead, it's going to be another widget where they don't get the scrolling experience of just looking at product, they just buy with one click. Both work. This is the setup that I would actually use, these three. And then I would add to them the birthday collector. I really think you should add it to all of your thank you pages. I would add the social sharing, and of course the tracking widget, which we don't have here because there's no tracking number for this order yet. Another thing I would maybe add is a post-purchase survey or a video, not the both of them, depending on if you have anything to show in the video that would actually make sense in the thank you page. You do have good questions, that's true. Okay, so this is the thank you page. Now, let's go back into the store. And I just want to show you really quickly. I'm sure you've seen the analytics, but I want to show it to you very quickly. Of course, I don't have anything here because we just installed it. But you can see your ROI, the revenue generated by the app and the orders generated by the app. You can see general analytics. Now, we don't have anything here just yet because nothing happened. Hold on, let me refresh this. Okay, so as you can see, we've already got some data in here for product comments, and we have the element-wise data. These are all the elements that you enabled in your store, and you can see exactly how each of them performs. And this really helps you learn. Let's say someone doesn't perform as well as you want. Maybe you can up the discount, maybe you can move the widget a little bit up in the page, or maybe you can remove this widget because it doesn't work for you. That's also a good conclusion to come to. So this is one thing you can see. Next, you have the latest activity table, which I personally really like. You can see all of the latest activities that happened. So here I left the product comment. You can see the comment, you can see the action, the customer, and the order. And if I click this, I will be navigated to the order again. Oh, let's see, we have another question. No, I wouldn't recommend discount and product upsell. Actually, discount, it's a really nice widget, but it's not as well converting as other widgets. What I would recommend is actually, okay. What I would recommend is actually product upsell. I wouldn't give up on that one. And then either a reorder button or the product recommendations. That's the two that I would recommend together. Okay, so latest activity is really helpful. You can see here also people who shared on social media using the widget. That's what I mentioned before. And then you can see people who bought through their link. So you can see exactly what orders came through this specific social media share. Very useful, very much recommended. So this is getting a little bit long, so I'm gonna do the triggers very quickly. We have now created a general thank you page that everyone will see. But what if I want to give my loyal customers a reward? Okay, so I'm gonna go to triggers. I'm gonna create a trigger. We're gonna do it together. I know this page might be a little confusing at first. First thing you need to do is select your default thank you page template. And this is the template that customers will see if they haven't fit any of the triggers that you've set up. So here we only have one template in the store, so it's going to be the default one. Next, I'm going to have to create my first trigger. So when I click that, I'm going to say customers spent more than, I don't know, how much is this order? 50, okay. So customers spend more than $50 in my store, okay? And then you decide what template to show when this trigger is met. In this case, again, we only have the default, we'll change it soon. And now you need to set up the actual condition. So the condition would be, you could choose from customer information, order details, product purchase data, and some other stuff. I'm going to go with customer information. And there's a lot of options here, but this is searchable. I don't remember the exact wording we use. Let's see. or revenue. Okay, total revenue generated. This is total revenue generated by this customer in my store. And then you can choose that it has to be more than $50. And if it's more than $50, he's going to see a different template. Now let's create this template. I should have done that before, but I didn't. So we're going to do it now. Okay, I see I have another question. The app actually have abandonment cart and recovery checkout. So ReConvert doesn't do any kind of abandoned cart recovery. It's only post-purchase. We actually have another app that we've released pretty recently that does SMS, email, push, and soon also Facebook Messenger cart recovery. It's called Carty. If you're interested, you should definitely go ahead and check it out. But ReConvert doesn't do any kind of cart abandonment. Okay. So I will create my next template. And the easiest way to do that is to go to my existing template and just duplicate it. Did I click it? Yeah, I clicked it. Okay. So my new template created, you already know the drill here. I'm going to call it my VIP customers. And for the sake of the demonstration, I'm going to leave it exactly the same. I'm just going to change the pop-up to say that, okay, to our VIP customers only. And I don't think this is aligned right. Let me fix this. Okay, better. So to our VIP customers only, for the next 30 minutes, you will get a 50% off everything. And let's change the discount. Not that it really matters because this is just a demonstration. And let's change this to 50%. So if I am a VIP customer, this is the pop-up that I will see. If I'm not, I'm only getting 25%. Only is not the right word. It's a really impressive discount, but still. So I can do that. I could also add, again, just for the sake of demonstration, in the left area, an image with text, or just text saying, thank you for being VIP. We love you. Okay, and you can add an image to that if you want. I am just going to increase the font, change it into a heading, maybe bold it. Okay, so, it doesn't make a lot of sense, but you get the idea. So we're just going to say, thank you, we love you, you're a VIP customer, you're amazing. Now let's go back to the dashboard. Then the last thing we have to do before we can enable this trigger is just to define this template. So I'm going to go back to my trigger. Ideally, you will create the templates first and only then the triggers. There was no reason to do the trigger first. So VIP customers, this is the template. I'm going to save this. And I've already activated triggers. So I can deactivate it. And then what happens is the default template, this one will show up always, or I can activate it and then triggers are enabled. Now, this customer is actually fitting the requirements of the trigger. So let's just refresh the thank you page. Okay, I think I missed something. Let me see. Maybe I didn't set up the trigger correctly. Maybe we should do it 49. Save VIP customers. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, I think I've set something up in the trigger incorrectly. Let me change it up a little bit. And instead of the revenue, I'm trying to understand. Let's try to do number of orders is larger than 1, okay? All right, now let's refresh the thank you page again. Okay, I really don't know why this is not working for me. Maybe I'm getting something wrong about this customer. Trigger is really nice, thanks. At the moment, the app only shows dollar currency in all settings. Yeah, so at the moment, the app doesn't control multi-currency. It's actually something that we're working on and will release very shortly. Let me just check out this customer. I think I'm missing something here. Okay, yeah. So this customer, I thought it was all the same customer, but it's not. This customer only made one order with the store. So instead of that, let me see if I have another customer that I can just show you. Hmm. No, this customer has more than one order. So I'm not sure exactly what the issue is here. Let's try something else. I'm sorry, guys, for this not working properly. I'm guessing it's related to this being a very new development store. And let's say that I'm doing it according to the order details and order value, which is the amount spent on this order, is more than $10. Okay. Of course, you will do a little more than $10 in your store, but example is still the same. Oh, we're working. All right. So I've probably just missed out on some of the details on my end for the first triggers. If you guys want to see a proper setup of that, let me know and I'll do it offline and post it to the Facebook group and to our YouTube channel. So we have the thank you for being a VIP customer. We love you. You have a discount for 50%. And this is how you set up triggers. Again, sorry, it got a little messy. Must have been my mistake with one of the user settings. Okay. Copy link to incognito Chrome. That's a really good suggestion, but no, it's generally you don't need to do that. It just works in the app when you refresh. You can also do triggers according to, let's say, how many times the customer saw this thank you page. So if this customer saw the thank you page only once, you will show them something specific. If this is the second time that they are coming, you can show them something else. So for the person who asked about pop-ups, this is how you would do it. You could show a pop-up that shows up every time on the thank you page, but this thank you page only shows up on the first impression of the customer. I hope this is clear and not confusing. Let me show you how you do it. You go to other options and you have user impressions for this specific order. And you can do that the user impression is smaller than 1. So if it's smaller than 1, sorry, smaller than 2, not 1. If it's smaller than 2, this is the first time the customer is reaching this thank you page. He's just completed the order. Maybe you want to give him a bigger discount. If he comes back after a few days to check up on his order, maybe you want to give them a smaller discount. So this is how you would do that. Because it's not directly after purchase. Directly after purchase, people are just itching to buy some more. So you want to capture that intent and actually get them to buy. Okay, so I think we're going to wrap this up very soon. We have some other stuff like integrations, birthday reviews, and product recommendations integrations that we didn't, I've mentioned, but I didn't dive into. We have the surveys, again, that I mentioned but didn't dive into. We have the product comments that you can see, some more things you can do with triggers. There's really a lot of options here. So I really want to know before we finish this stream, by the way, if there's anything I didn't talk about here, you can go to our YouTube channel. We have a few live streams where we talked about setup, and in each one we talk about something a little bit different, even though the basic is still the same. We also have videos specifically for the different features to help you figure them out. But before we go, if you have any questions, just let me know now. Thank you. I'm glad you guys liked the live stream. So if you don't configure the last trigger, will be shows the same customer, the same page all the time. Okay, so let me explain a little bit about triggers, a little more clearly about triggers, because maybe I was a little bit all over the place. So in triggers, what happens is you set up a set of rules according to which each template will be shown. You don't have to set up all the rules in the world. You need to only set up things for the rules that are relevant to you, that you want to be specific about. But the default template will be shown, the one that you set up here, will be shown to any customer that doesn't fit any of these rules. If he does fit one of the rules, then you will show him a specific trigger template. But if he doesn't, you will show him the default template. If you don't set up triggers at all or deactivate them, it will always show the default template, which is also okay. The default template still has some dynamic elements to it. It's not like it's completely static. But if you want to change it, you can just go to one of your templates and make it the default one. Okay, I hope that was clear. Oh, okay, that's a really good question. Is there any exit-like flows of Klaviyo to finish to show template? Okay, so yeah, it's not exactly like flows because this is just a customization of a page. It's not like a flow where you go through different pages. But what you would do is, let's say, let me create an imaginary flow, okay? So someone comes in the first time, you want to show him something specific. First purchase. If he bought from a specific collection, you want to show him another template. And then for his fifth order, you want to show him another template. So what you would do is create these 3 triggers. And whenever he does something that fits one of these triggers, you will see this trigger template. So if, let's say, he bought from a collection that is dresses, he or she, doesn't matter, they will see the dresses template whenever they buy from this collection. But in the next time, if they buy from a completely different collection, they will just see the default template. Okay, so the default template is always there. This is the default if it doesn't fit any of the triggers, but there's no need for a flow really, because you usually want to always upsell on this page. There's no reason not to. Again, I hope this was clear. Okay, I'm gonna give you guys a few more minutes. If you have any questions, to let me know. I see on YouTube we have no questions. For people watching this on YouTube, they're going to get a little bit of an inception of seeing a screen inside a screen right now. Okay. So we'll finish when trigger is not added. Yeah, so yeah, that pretty much sums it up. Good. I'm glad it was clear. Guys, if you have any more questions after the webinar, feel free to reach out. You can either do it on the YouTube channel where we have the video. You can just use our, where is the page of the app? You can use our live chat support. Right now, we have a few agents available and they're almost 24/7, so you can reach out. I have one request to ask you guys: if you are enjoying the app, if you get good results from it, and if you enjoy the webinar and the support, giving us a review on the App Store really helps us grow, so we would really appreciate that. And in any case, whether you leave a review or not, we're available for your support and to help you out with anything that you need with the app. Okay, so if there are no further questions, there is a further question. Thank you all for the explanation. Very useful. Thank you for being here with me. I'm glad this was useful. So the next webinar is going to be a month from now. And if you have any questions before that, yeah, so will we make any more videos? We do one of these webinars every month. If we see that there's a demand for a specific topic that you want us to talk about, we might do another webinar that is out of this schedule. And we put out content that is related to the app all the time on our YouTube channel. We're actually recreating all of our support videos right now, just so they're better and give you all the information you need. So feel free to check them out. They're going to be inside the app as well. And like I said, if you have anything that you need help with, regardless of this webinar, we're always available, and you can reach out to us through the live chat of the app. So this is it. I had a great time with you guys today. I know it turned a little long, this webinar, longer than we expected, but I'm glad you guys had questions and I could answer them. And I hope you have a good day or evening. I don't know where you are or what time it is for you. For me, it's like 9 p.m. So it's a good end of the day. And I hope you guys enjoy the webinar and have a great rest of your day. We will talk later. Um, and good luck with ReConvert. Share with us your results. We love to hear about them. And if you feel like your results are not good enough, reach out. We also love to help you optimize your own thank you page. Oh, thanks from Spain. We're pretty close in the time zone. Cool. All right. Bye, guys. Have a great day. And that's it. Goodbye.